everyone. So as we have discussed in a previous lecture of IR spectroscopy, so IR radiation vibrates the bond in a molecule, means the bond are stretching or bending when we irradiate the molecule with IR radiation. And the frequency of vibrating the bond is according to the Hooke's law. So this was the Hooke's law, which is nu is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root k upon mu. So finally we concluded that the frequency required to vibrate the bond depends on two factors. First, the atomic mass, and second is the bond strength. As atomic mass is increasing, means reduced mass is increasing, and that will decrease the frequency required to vibrate a bond. Second factor is the bond strength. As bond strength increases, means the force constant is increasing, and the frequency required to vibrate the bond will be increasing. So now you have to remember it that stretching vibration occur at higher wave number than bending vibration. And here we will discuss mainly about the stretching vibration occurs in the organic molecules. So now we can divide the IR spectrum in four parts. So as I have shown you the IR spectrum in previous lecture, and that's we measure it from 400 to 4000 centimeter inverse wave number, and here I have divided it in four parts. So 4000 to 3000 is the first region where OH, NH and CH bonds vibrates, means we are getting the frequency or bands for OH, NH and CH bonds, means bonds to hydrogen. 3000 to 2000 is triple bond region. All triple bond vibrates in this region. So the peak and band in this region signify to the triple bond. This is double bond region, which is the most important for us, which is 2000 to 1500 centimeter inverse, and double bond means C double bond C and C double bond O vibrates in this region. This is single bond region, which is like all single bond, like C single bond O, C F bond, CCl bond, CBr bond, all vibrates in this region, and all bending vibration also occurs in this region, which is from 1500 to 1000 centimeter inverse. And this is IR spectrum for phenol. So as we can see that this is the region for OH bond, so means that peak should be for OH bond in this region, and CH also comes in 4000 to 3000 region, so means these peaks are for CH bond of phenyl ring. So this is the IR spectrum of phenol. But here you can see that this peak is not narrow like the CH peaks, it's a broader peak, and we will see why this peak is broader here. So this broadness depends on the hydrogen bonding, which we will discuss here. Now we have given the first region as XH region, which is 4000 to 3000 centimeter. Now you can see the difference in the reduced mass of CH, NH and OH. So there is not much difference in the reduced mass of these three types of bonds. But if you see the bond strength, CH bond is weaker than NH than OH bond. So means OH bond is much stronger than NH and CH. So as we know, according to the Hooke's law, as the strongness of the bond increases, the bond require higher frequency. So here OH will vibrate at higher frequency, which is 3500 to 3600, then NH, then CH, and CH bond will vibrate at the lowest frequency among these three bonds. Again come to this phenol spectrum. So this peak is for OH, which is at a highest frequency, and this peak is for CH. There is no NH, so there will be no peak for NH bond. So here we will see only peak for CH bonds and OH bond. And the broadness of band depends on the extent of hydrogen bonding. As hydrogen bonding increases between the bond, the broadness will increase. So this bond has hydrogen bonding here, that's why we are seeing a broader peak. This is the spectrum for carbenzoic acid, which has OH bond in COH functional group, and you can see in this we are seeing this band from 3000 to around 2500 centimeter inverse. and the reason for this is the extent of hydrogen bonding in carboxylic molecules compared to the phenol. So in carboxylic they exist as a dimer, so there is a more hydrogen bonding. So more the extent of hydrogen bonding, weaker the OH bond. So weaker the OH bond, lesser the force constant and lesser the frequency required for vibrating the OH bond. So as the extent of hydrogen bonding increases, the broadness of the bond or the frequency required to vibrate the bond is decreasing. That's why OH bond in carboxylic acid appear at lower frequency than the OH bond in phenol. Now if you look in the spectrum of primary amine and secondary amine, as you know, amine appears around 3500 centimeter inverse. So in case of secondary amine we are seeing only one peak, but in case of primary amine we are seeing like a doublet of peaks. Then what is the reason why we are seeing these two peaks? So the reason is the symmetric as well as anti-symmetric stretching in case of primary amine, because it has two NH bond, so they will stretch either symmetrically or asymmetrically. If they stretch asymmetrically, they will appear at little higher energy or higher frequency than symmetric stretching. So that's why in case of primary amine we are seeing two peaks, and in case of secondary amine we see only one peak. Now CH band in IR spectrum comes around 2900 centimeter inverse, as we have seen in previous table. So this is the peak for CH banding vibration in this spectrum. So this CH bond is here like sp3 hybridized and give peak at 2900 centimeter inverse. But you can also notice here that the OH peaks is not broad here. This is very narrow peak, while this is also OH peak for kind of phenol. The reason for this is the steric hindrance due to this tertiary butyl group, and this tertiary butyl group hindering this OH. So due to this hindering or steric hindrance, this OH is not able to do intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So means there is no hydrogen bonding, so there is no broad peak for OH. So as hydrogen bonding decreasing, the broadness is also decreasing, and we are getting a sharp peak for OH bond here. Now what about if the CH bond in alkyne or alkene? So as we are moving from sp3 hybridization to sp2 or sp hybridization, so this bond is become more stronger in case of sp or sp2 hybridization than sp3 hybridization, because more the S character, more will be the strongness between CH bond. Now in case of alkyne, this bond will appear around 3300 centimeter inverse, while in case of alkene it appears around 3200, and in case of CH bond in alkane it appears around 2900 centimeter inverse, and the reason is the S character. So finally we can keep them in this order. Bond in CH bond in alkyne will appear at higher frequency than alkene than alkanes. So finally we can summarize the XH region. So OH bond, if not doing hydrogen bonding, appears around 3600 centimeter inverse. If there is a hydrogen bonding, then it can appear around 3500 to 3000 centimeter inverse. NH bond in a secondary amine appears around 3300 centimeter inverse, while in primary amine it appears at 3300 and 3400 centimeter inverse, because it will give a kind of doublet. Now CH bond in case of alkane, means sp3 hybridized, occurs around 3000 centimeter inverse, while in alkyne it appears around 3300 centimeter inverse, and we know the reason for this is the more S character. Now comes to the second region, which is from 3000 to 2000 centimeter inverse, is the triple bond region, and two and two main bonds appears here. There's a C triple bond N and C triple bond C. C triple bond N appears around 2250 and C triple bond C appears around 2100 centimeter inverse. And you can guess it very easily why C triple bond N appear at higher energy than C triple bond C, because C triple bond N is more stronger than C triple bond C. That's why it appear at a little bit higher frequency than C triple bond C in alkyne. So C N bond in nitrile is stronger than alkyne C triple bond C bond. So it comes at a higher frequency. Now the double bond region, which is the most important for us to find the functional group in organic molecules. So there are two types of bond mainly appears in this region. One is the carbonyl bond, that's a bond between carbon and oxygen, and the double bond between carbon and carbon. That's in case of alkene or aromatic compounds. So if we talk about first about C double bond O, so that's in case of aldehyde and ketone appears at 1710 centimeter inverse. But in case of ester or acid, this C double bond O appear at different frequency. So means this C double bond O frequency is changing with the molecules. So in case of acid chloride, it appears at 15 centimeter inverse. In case of ester, it appear around 1745 centimeter inverse, while in amides it appear around 1650 centimeter inverse. So why is changing as we change the molecule? So there are two factors affect the frequency of C double bond O. First is the inductive effect and second is the conjugation. As you can see, in case of carbonyl, there is only inductive effect which dominates. So more the inductive effect, because Cl is a highly electronegative, so it will pull the electrons, and as it pulls the electron, the lone pair on oxygen will come here. So means this double bond will have partial triple bond character. So this frequency of C double bond O will appear partially in triple bond region, means it will move towards the triple bond region. So that's why this C double bond O in acid chloride appears around 1800 centimeter inverse. In case of ester, oxygen also has lone pair to donate here, but it's also highly electronegative. And in case of oxygen, inductive effects slightly dominate over the conjugation. So finally, so it will appear around 1745 centimeter inverse, means at little higher frequency than carbonyl in ketone and aldehyde. In case of amides, nitrogen is less electronegative than oxygen, so here conjugation effect dominates over the inductive effect. Now this nitrogen lone pair will donate here and this bond will move on oxygen, means this double bond is slightly moving towards the single bond region. That's why it appears at 1650 centimeter inverse. So due to this conjugation, the frequency for carbonyl amide is decreasing. So these are the two regions affect the frequency of C double bond O in IR spectrum. So finally we can put them in a table. C double bond O in case of aldehyde and ketone appear around 1710 centimeter inverse. In case of ester, it appears around 1730 to 1740 centimeter inverse. In case amide, it appears 1640 to 1680 centimeter, and in acid chloride, it appears to 1850 centimeter inverse. And the conjugation shifts over carbonyl to lower frequency, while inductive effects move towards the higher frequency. Now, one other factor which affects the frequency of C double bond O is the ring strain. As the ring strain increases, the frequency of C double bond O also increases. Like in case of this molecule, this C double bond O appear at 1745 centimeter inverse. But as you can see, in case of this hexanon, it appears as 1715 centimeter. In case of 5 member, it appears at 1745 as same here. And in case of 4 member, it appears around 1780 centimeter inverse. So you can conclude that as ring strain is increasing, the frequency of C double bond O also increasing. And the reason for this, as ring strain increases, there will be more S character outside the ring and more P character inside the ring. So more S character outside the ring means more the strongness of this C double bond O. So as the ring strength increases, this C double bond O become more stronger. That's why it appear at slightly higher frequency than bond in a higher member ring. Now C double bond C in IR spectrum which also appear in double bond region as we have seen in previous slide. So unconjugated C double bond C bonds have stretching frequency around 1640 centimeter inverse, and more substituted double bond absorb at higher frequency compared to less substituted C double bond C bonds. So as the substitution increases, the frequency of C double bond C is increases. Now the C double bond C stretching absorption is very weak when the double bond is more symmetrically substituted. We will discuss it in coming slide why some peaks are weaker than some have very high intensity. For the same reason, the intensity of C double bond C bond of transalkene is lesser than that of cisalkene, but the absorption frequency is higher for transalkene than for cisalkenes. Now conjugation is very important in case of C double bond C. So conjugation of the C double bond C with the double bond or an aromatic ring decreases the frequency of the carbon-carbon double bond. So as conjugation increasing, the frequency of carbon-carbon double bond decreases in IR region, in IR double bond region. And here you have to note it that in aromatic compounds, the most characteristic medium bands due to C double bond C appear around 1600, 1580, 1500 and 1450 centimeter inverse. The absence of these bonds indicate that the compound is not aromatic, and if you see these four bands at this frequency, you can conclude that your molecule has aromatic ring or benzene ring. Now we will see the an IR band for some other functional group like nitro and aldehyde. So in case of nitro, we are getting two bands in the border of double bond region and single bond region. So as you can see, this N double bond O can have symmetric as well as antisymmetric stretching. If it has antisymmetric stretching, it will appear at around 1550 centimeter inverse. In case of symmetric stretching, it will appear around 350 centimeter inverse. Your antisymmetric will be little bit higher in energy than symmetric stretching. So these are the two bands will appear in case of nitro, and they will be very intense compared to other band like CH band. In case of aldehyde, we will see two type of stretching, one for C double bond O, which we already have discussed, that comes around 1710 centimeter inverse. Other frequency we will see for CH bond, and CH bond shows two frequency, one at 2700 and second is 2800 centimeter inverse. So this shows a kind of doublet, and this doublet is very important to conclude that our molecule has aldehyde functional group. So the doublet near 2850 and 2750 is the characteristics band for aldehyde functional group, and the presence of this doublet always aldehyde to be distinguished from other carbonyl containing compounds, because CO because based on CO you cannot distinguish it from ester or ketone or acid chloride, but based on this CH band you can tell easily that you have ketone or aldehyde in your organic molecules, because in case of aldehyde we will see a band or doublet in this region like around 2700 and 2800. Now in case of amides, how we will identify the amides in organic molecules. So amides must show one peak for C double bond O means carbonyl and other peak for NH stretching. So amide shows C double bond O band at lower frequency than that of ester, as we have seen in previously that there is a more conjugation over the inductive effect, because nitrogen is lesser electronegative than oxygen. So there will be more donation of lone pair of electron from nitrogen in conjugation with the C double bond O. So all amides show C double bond O band in the region 1630 to 1700 centimeter inverse, which is also known as amide 1 band. And primary amide shows two NH band due to symmetrical and asymmetrical stretching of NH bond, whereas secondary amide shows only one NH band at 3300 centimeter inverse. And this is very important. Primary and secondary amide exhibit a band or bands, those also known as amide 2 band, mainly due to NH2 and NH bending vibration in the region around 1500 to 1650 centimeter inverse. And amide band is generally more intense than amide 2 band. So amide 1 and amide 2 are the characteristics band for this functional group in IR spectrum. If we talk about this benzamide molecule, and we will try to find the peaks for this benzamide in IR spectrum. So A is the NH asymmetric stretching, B is NH symmetric stretching because it is a primary amide. Now C is the CH stretching band for the CH bond in the phenyl ring. Now D is the amide 1 band and E is the amide 2 band. So amide 1 band is due to the C double bond O bond vibration, and E is due to the NH bending vibration. And you can see D is more intense than E. So amide 1 band is always more intense than amide 2 band. So this is the characteristics peaks for amide functional group. Now we have put one topic on hold, that why some peaks are more intense while some peaks are smaller in IR spectrum. So the region for high intensity of IR absorption is the extent of dipole moment. If you look in the XH region of this spectrum, the NH and OH absorption are stronger than CH absorption, because this is the peak for OH and this is the peak for CH. So OH peak is more intense than CH peak in this spectrum, despite there are more CH bond in this molecule, because there will be more CH bond, there is only one OH bond, but still this OH peak is more intense. So the reason for this is that the strength of an IR absorption vary with the change of dipole moment when the bond is stretched. So if the bond is perfectly symmetrical, there is no change in dipole moment and there is no IR absorption. But the CC bond is less polar than CO or NO bond, and its absorption is less intense in the IR. So indeed it may be absent altogether in the symmetrical alkenes. So if bond is between two different atoms like CO compared to CC, so there will be more change in dipole moment. So more is the change in dipole moment, more will be the intensity of the IR band in IR spectrum. So that's the reason for some peaks are more intense and some peaks are very weak in IR spectrum. And thank you very much.